Welcome, welcome everyone to Soul Lab. I'm Kelly Nazat, and we have moved halfway through the spiral. We've made it through the fire, we've made it through the water, and now we're entering into the first progressive phase in terms of this model into the earth realm. So this video is just a bit of an introduction into the nature of the earth realm. Where fire, we were really looking at this intuitive spiritual part of our nature, developing this will to action, this call to adventure, developing ourselves, bringing our medicine out in the world, burning away what's not true to us. The water realm, it's all about going deep within, releasing and clarifying all the inner shadows, finding that inner gold, that inner medicine, that inner elixir. The earth realm takes all of that and brings it together, where fire is in alchemy considered calcinatio, the burning away. The water is known as solutio, the washing away, the cleansing. Both of them are very regressive, burning away, purifying processes to get from this high state of inspiration to get to this deep, deep inner knowing, this deep elixir within, our medicine, right? So, as Joseph Campbell says, getting to your elixir is only half the journey. It's a big half. It can take us a lifetime, or at least a big portion of our life, to get to that elixir. But the next half of our life, or the next part of the journey, is taking that elixir and bringing it back to your world, bringing it back to your community. So that's what we're dealing with now. So earth realm, it's about, like growing up, it's about taking responsibility. It's about learning a little bit more diplomacy. Water realm says go deep within yourself and really look within you. Self-help and all these wonderful things kind of covered that right-hand side of the spiral, the fire. Really see yourself, who you are as an ego, as a persona in the world. Water says look at yourself and see who you are inside and really get to the depths of who you are and cleanse that inner vessel, right? Earth realm says now take it all together and start to plant a seed of a new way into the world, some medicine that you're bringing into the world. This is about how are you to be in service to the world, right? It's asking us to bring some level of competency to who we are. It's not enough just to constantly explore and discover ourselves, says the earth realm. Now it's time to give back. You're here on this beautiful planet. Look around. It's such a gift to be here. And we can enjoy the fruits of this wonderful world. But the earth realm says, Mother Earth says, do it with respect and do it with a sense of responsibility to give back to the world around you, to be a part of the greater family of sentient beings, of human beings, of the animal kingdom, of the plant world. All living things on this planet are alive, they're aware, they're conscious. Most all of them have been here well before humanity has been here. I would say all of them, actually. So we also have a lot to learn from them. One of the greatest gifts I've received from the Native American tradition and the Taoist tradition as well is this ultimate respect for the living intelligence of Mother Earth and all of its beings. The rock people, the tree people, they're all part of us and they're all teaching us. They've been here a whole lot longer than us and they have much to teach us. So part of Earth is being receptive, where the water realm says let go of old self so a new self can rise and really tap into that Gaian wisdom. This is earth realm is where we start to bring that into some form of recognition of how we are going to be in service. Many of us shamanic types, intuitive, empathic types are really great with the fire and the water, or maybe one or the other, but tend to be both. But we tend to have a challenge with this earth realm part. I know I do. This is a part that I've been developing for, I don't know, since this spiral process was sort of downloaded to me about 20 years ago or more. So it can take us a while, but it's a worthy journey because it's saying it's not enough to have an elixir. It's time to bring it back to your community, time to deliver, time to be here in a good way. time to be the person that you wish that you had in the world. That, you know, they say you're the person that you've been waiting for. Earth Realm says, indeed, that's true. Let's get our stuff together. Let's plant a seed with all of our inner resources of our inherent meaning and purpose and values and beliefs and gifts that we bring in uniquely to the world, and also bring in all of our inspired fire that comes from deep from the heart that is guiding us and supporting us. Let's bring all those resources that we have in the world, all of our colleagues, all of our friends, all of our technological resources, everything you have in your community, in your family, in your local environment, all of these things are here to support your mission in this world. And truly, some may say, well, you know, I don't think I'm necessarily here on a mission. Okay, it's possible, but I find it very hard to believe. Even if your mission is to live a good life, there's a mission. And so Mother Earth says, really be clear about your mission, dry it up, coagulatio. Let's bring it all together, get it together, right? And see what's there, see what's forming at this time in your life that could be something that can be in service, at least to your direct family, your direct community. So again, a big part of Earth Realm is remembering our ancestry, remembering that we are the merging of rivers of beings that are an accumulation of thousands and thousands of people who came together in love and mutuality to support each other, and we are the effects of that. We are the continuation, the wave of that ancestral pathway. And so I know in my initial rites of passage coming into this work, one of the things I found was, one of the great visions I had was my ancestor from way back when, who said, thank you for being willing to take the responsibility of transforming yourself. Because he reminded me that it's not about me alone. This is everything you do for yourself, you do for your entire ancestry. Everything you do is taking on that ancestry, breathing it into the world and refining it and doing it in a sacred, honoring way. And this is a beautiful thing. This is where we are exalted and where we exalt our ancestry simultaneously. In that way, we open the wisdom up for the next 7 generations, for those who are to come, for our children and their grandchildren, and all the children that are coming into this world, all the new life. We can hold a space, a nodal point, a beacon, a point of respect and contact with our ancestors that gives something back to all those coming on board, you know, coming into this life. It's a beautiful thing to think that we hold this sacred moment, this sacred wave of life force that only could come through our ancestry, that's been borrowed from our ancestors, and we are holding that in a good way. And so when we drop down into the heart, and when we root in and ground in and tune in to Mother Earth, to Mother Nature, instantly we're reminded of who we are. In the silence, in the field, there's this invitation to receive, to breathe it in, to be informed in all of your being, your cells, each cell being an entire universe of its own, to breathe it in and to allow your being in this moment to receive the wisdom that's all around us in the field, the Akash, the morphogenetic field, anything you want to call it. This field is alive with the wisdom of our ancestors, alive with the other realms. It's all here now, and all we need to do is breathe it in. So Mother Earth asks us to take on that responsibility, connect with your lineage, connect with your family line. Even if you don't know your direct family, look around you. You have family. We've connected here. We have family. We've created family. Family, brothers and sisters are something most often best chosen. Of course, I love my sisters, I love my mother, I love my father. These are all people that I have a tie with, a karmic tie with, and they're brilliant, beautiful people. But I love my brothers and sisters who are all coming together with this common sensibility to awaken and to be good medicine for the world. That's where my focus is, that's where my heart is, that's where my family is. So this is a place that Earth One asks us to really be in relationship with Mother Earth, to tap into the wisdom of Gaia, Pachamama, to be aware that we are being held, that we are being informed by this wisdom. And all we need to do is quiet the noise and tune into the signals, the wisdom of Mother Earth, and we will constantly not only be redeemed, but we will be able to receive and then to transmit that as our living presence, as our life, as our medicine to the world. So we're looking at a few things in the earth realm that are different than the fire and water realm. Fire and water realm are very mercurial and very right brain, right? Fire and water. And the fire is burning away stuff. It's very hot, it's very passionate, it's very wow, you know, hyper reality kind of stuff. It's like taking that heavy dose of reality, right? And the water realm is deep and mystical and watery and emotional and heavy in a certain depth of releasing scary things or showing themselves to us. Mother Earth says, come on dry land, come be with me. Let me hold you. Let me hold a nest for you. Let me hold a womb for you. This is the place we all enter the world. Without this, there's no us. So this is a place of receiving that wisdom of Mother Earth, but also accepting this opportunity for constant rebirth. So ancestry, remembering who you are, remembering that you have a purpose on this planet, that it's not just about you living your life and doing whatever it is you choose to do, that in fact being in service is the greatest joy, right? Wonderful quote. So we want to focus on that. We want to hold that space in this earth realm, and we want to tune into what is your medicine at this point in your life. If you were to say right now, what's coming together? What is this seed that's being planted? The opportunity is to really plant it and earth it so that it's grounded, it's starting to beginning the process of germination, of receiving, pulling in. That's the second part of earth, where we bring resources together to support it. First part of earth is simply to tune in to say, who am I, why am I here, how am I to be in service to the world, right? So some of the admonitions of the earth realm are, be social. This is an opportunity to reach out to your brothers and sisters, and if you've been quiet in certain categories, show yourself, reveal yourself, because as I've noticed in these groups, and I'm one of those people, I love my anonymity. I love my privacy. I'm a very fire water person. But I've been called into the earth realm to do this work, to come together with all of you to do this work together. I've been called into community, into family, because this is a time of family. This is a time of community. And I recognize that. I'm ready for that. And I'm learning, and there's so much to learn. And as I do so, I find what was once a very unnerving thought has actually been quite remarkable. It's like taking your first ceremony, and it's just very frightening because you don't know what's going to happen. But at the end of the day, and after all the trials, and after being put through all these transformative processes, you come out of it and you're alive. It's like coming out of a sweat lodge or any ceremony, and all of a sudden you're tapped in, you're connected into the web of life, the web of reality. And in that place, you're exactly who you're supposed to be. All you need to do is show up, because the wisdom is coming through for us. So be social, be positive. You know, fire and water is very regressive, and it is a time to kind of look at things and say, what is going on here? What do I need to know about my personality that isn't really jiving with what I'm trying to create in the world? How is it that I can find this resonance with the world so I can be in the world in a very spiritually resonant, creative way? Water says, my God, I have so much inside of me that I've been projecting onto the outer world, and now I need to look inside and really own what's needing support, what's needing integration inside of me. Earth realm is saying, that was all beautiful preparation for this. There's always amazing preparations for any good ceremony. This next part is the offering of your gift, the preparation of the gift you're bringing into this world. This is a solemn week of respecting what is really coming through for you, what is real about what you gift this world. In your mind, in your thoughts, in your conversations, in your work, in the way you show up in the world. There's many ways of revealing your medicine to the world. Earth Mother is there to help us with that. It's about working. It's about stepping up to the responsibility of taking on a task and saying, I am going to meet this task. I'm a little nervous about, can I do it? Is it going to be too hard for me to do? Am I capable of it? Do I have what it takes? There's going to be a lot of shadows come up, maybe. But bathe it in the light of day and release that and say, all I need to do is show up. And as I show up and do it, I will learn from my mistakes. I will learn from others. And if I keep moving forward and onward, something positive will happen with this. So making your way into the world, making your way back into family and relationship, forging your own path in the midst of that. You know, in every society, in every culture, in every tribe, it's one tribe, but there's many different roles we play in it. Everyone brings a unique gift into the world. They're not all chiefs, and they're not all shaman, and they're not all warriors. They all play a role. And so what is the role you want to play in your family that you're bringing? Let's be conscious about that. Let's be clear and organize that. That's sort of forging your own path, holding your space, and really owning it and loving it. The more you own and love it, the more others can love it with you, right? So this is offering as an opportunity to contribute to society, to make a better world. And what, you've heard this before, maybe, I'm sure you have because media, but this idea of family values. What is family values? It's been so distorted. Family, there's value in that. And the values that come out of being in family teach us something that we didn't have when we were locked in ourselves. This is not a time to be on islands. This is a time to leave the islands to save our home. This is an important time. We all are aware of that. So this is a time to come together, support each other. It's the key feature of what Soul Lab for me is all about. The whole point of this is so that we can come together around the wheel, the medicine wheel, the wheel of life, and connect in areas where we are powerful, so we can support others in areas where they might not be as powerful. Where you have resources, another does not. But where you don't, they do. That's community. That's mutual support. Respect, love, community, all of those things are really important in this. So in this process, I started studying astrology maybe 4 years ago because I found that it matches well with the model I've been working with for so many 20 years. And it was beautiful bringing that in. It was magical because I realized astrology is alchemy. Who would have thought? And so I looked at this part of Earth, the first phase of Earth, and it's the 10th house. It's just before the 11th, which is about community and new tribes and that, and the 12th, which is about going into the other worlds, which is right next door where we just came from in the deep waters, right? So the deep waters of undoing, the deep waters of other worlds, we are leaving that to come back and being reborn through the waters of that world, back into this world again. Again and again. We're being asked to be reborn in this new way to see what this new gift we're bringing into the world. So these are the things to think about for this week. We just finished the podcast for Earth section, and it was a wonderful podcast, and we're going to do a second deep dive for Patreon. with Kimberly Doherty. I think you'll really enjoy it. Her interests are, she's a Renaissance woman, but her interests are everything from Burning Man to what is I always get this mixed up. It's about nature and gardening. I'm so sorry, I have this block in my head. But she's into some amazing systems thinking, all the things that Earth is really asking us to get our head around. Because the map is not the terrain, the map is not the experience, but as I'm learning with this process, having a map is really important in order to be able to navigate your own way. It's helpful. You want to go out on a big hike in the woods, it's good to just have a map with you. You don't have to stay on the trails, but it's nice to have that map there with you so that you, permaculture, thank you. Yes, Michelle, I appreciate it. So you don't have to stay on the trail, but it is good to have that map. And the medicine wheels, the mandalas that is reflected in this process, these are just ways of holding space for these experiences, this state of being, these ways of being that we all share in common so that we can share resources in these key areas. That's what it's about. So maybe you can see my, I just noticed I was wearing my alligator tooth. This is from a dear friend of mine, Virginia and Louisiana. And I wore it today especially in remembrance of my ancestors. My ancestors came a long time ago in the 1700s to Louisiana. They came from the Canary Islands, they came from the Basque region of France, and they came to start a new world, to start a new way. And their culture is still alive and well in many regards. They're a happy, fun people. They recharge me when I need to go back and touch home base with what's real for me. So what is real for you? What is family for you? What is tradition for you? Whether you're in touch with your ancestry or whether or not you are tuned in to a certain ancestry or history, it doesn't matter. What really matters is that it touches your heart and that brings you into this moment. It reminds you where your power is to be of service, to be good medicine for this world. So thank you all for this amazing journey that we've all been sharing. Again, we're halfway through. Join us on patreon.com/Soul-Lab. We're going to be offering more guided journeys. I think this time it's the inner guide meditation, I believe. I'm blanking out, but I may add a couple of them. So the goal with Patreon is we're beginning to, and talking about Earth Realm and resources, we're beginning to pull together resources so that we can make this dream of Soul-Lab come into light. We have amazing strategists now and designers and programmers and those that understand the vision and are excited to help us come together and support us in all these amazing ways. And what we're looking for now is some support in all different ways. So if you want to support Soul-Lab, let us know. Join us on Patreon. Text us, message us, get in touch with us. We love hearing from you. Every post that you leave is a gift. Every time you guys communicate with each other, it's a real gift. I love seeing family come together. I was reading recently a thing about they did, I think it was Forbes magazine, looked at what are the key markers to longevity. Living a long life, the Taoist sort of mantra, live forever and enjoy this world and be in this world and connect it to all the other realms in the process to be good here. But one of the key things was very exciting to me. One of the key features, yes, it's good to exercise and eat well and blah, blah, blah. Those are all good. But the key features were these quality of relationships you have with others. The ability to synapse, to connect, to communicate, to share your stresses, your worries, your fears, to connect around your strengths and your powers as well. These are what make us human and what make us powerful. And apparently this is what helps us keep a long life. So the real goal here, the real vision, it's great to share information. It's great to be able to share what we have in terms of insights and tools and resources. But more than anything, as I'm learning about this journey, it's about you, and it's about us, and it's about community. So thank you all for being willing to start a weave this community together, and good things are to come, so onward. I'll talk to y'all all soon. Thank you. Bye.